It is 1:45 p.m. 1/10/2019. Why am I starting this journal today? Gee, I don't fucking really know. It's very crazy today. Woke up okay. But, yeah, it's a slow start. Had a bit of a annoying thing with my mom and I miscommunicating as to, the time that we had to. She took the car while I needed to go to an appointment, but it worked out. It was fine. Came back. Apparently, my case manager from the SMI clinic was a day early for no fucking reason. Just straight up showed up out of nowhere. Left my Friday open. Um, I don't know. It's a bit crazy in that regard. He was supposed to show up yesterday, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait," and then he goes to Circle K as soon as I get home, and turned into something else entirely, it felt like. But it was relatively quick and easy. Like all home visits, if you didn't know, they ask you a couple of questions and then they leave. They don't expect anything. They don't do anything unless you have some very obvious signs, problems, then it doesn't really matter. Thinking about being alone. Learning to love myself. I gotta say, it ain't easy. I hate a lot of what I've done, a lot of what I've said. Feel a lot of shame, dirty, unclean. Just keeps going on, too. Not ruminating about it, but it's definitely there. I want to let go and say that I'm okay, but I pretend that it's not there. I'm not ashamed. I'm okay. I've got today. But, yeah, I don't know, man. What am I supposed to say about it? Feels like I'm losing my mind, man. Losing people that did care, but I know that they're invisible hands, man. Groping and touching around places they don't know where it's been. Trying to tease out information. It's rough, man. Then they disappear. But it's not like anybody actually cares. That's liberating and terrifying. On one hand, you don't have to worry about other people's opinion. And on the other hand, you're more alone than you've ever been. At least me, I am. Time after time. This is the song that was playing way back home from physical therapy. Do have some plans tonight. Want to go ahead and get to another Goodwill. Thinking about somewhere over in Ahwatukee, maybe. take a shower before I go. Um, Found a weird tick yesterday coming off my jacket while I was in the library. It's quite weird. I had to look it up. I was like, what the fuck is that? That definitely is a tick, isn't it? But it didn't look like any tick that I normally have seen because it was segmented, kind of like a roach's body. But it was tiny and definitely shaped like a tick. It wasn't big, so it hadn't eaten anything off me yet. I squished it immediately, got rid of it. Still having anxiety attacks, even while I sit here. I think I need to switch back over to tea for a while until I can get my head clear. Yeah. Um, Beyond that, I don't really know what to say other than hope today's going to be a good day. Feels like there are people that are angry over my choice, people that are wanting to have their own voice, and of course I was their abuser, the one that caused all their issues. Unfortunately, I never meant to be that. I have my own problems, and I should have realized I didn't, and I apologize. It's taking everybody down me in my death spiral. It's so bad. And all I want is everybody to be happy and glad that they're alive. Think that they deserve a better life. I don't know about myself, but damn if they don't. I know it's a fallacy. Why does somebody else deserve to be happy and not yourself? I don't know. I really don't. Guess I'm just used to feeling worthless. And I'm scared to have any worth to get rid of. Scared to have something that can be taken away again. Over and over. The pain. I don't know, man. Still seeing the same things. I think I'm gonna take that interview, see if I can't get moving out. Hopefully that'll help me out. Even if I have to take money from the devil, accept a penance for it. I think it should allow me to get better faster. Hopefully. And hopefully, then I don't know, all this stuff goes into place. That's what I want to say. Really, I don't know. It's an experiment. I gotta try. Live on my own. Learn to live or die. I still got fail safes. I can still come back. Fucking never want to, and I suppose I'll have to use that. I don't know anymore. Feel useless. Like all I ever do is hurt people around me. and abuse them like I'm some sort of big bad monster that just wants to destroy the world and everything in it. And I don't deserve love or happiness or anything within, all because of what? Perceived sin. I don't get you, mind. Tell me to do the time, and then you ruminate. Don't let me escape. Got this playing in my mind so many damn times. Stupid screenplay, why can't you change? Rewrite history. I say, damn, motherfucker. Why are you there? You hurt me so fucking much. Why do you even care? Same old shit every damn day. Feels like I'm just never gonna be okay. Always pretending, always hoping, never quite there. Floating around big old clouds. Depression's not so bad today. But there are certainly some issues. I think I'm going to start trying to look at meetups. There are a few things I've already joined, but I haven't looked around in a long time, and more people know about it, and you never know what you might find. I just want them to be fine, man. I want everybody to be fine. I'm so sorry I wasted your time saying I was gonna do this, saying I was gonna do that. Everything was gonna be great. We were all gonna make it work. Not taking it into account, all the hurt we both feel, both need to deal with, trying to explain to ourselves what's wrong. Can't quit. Like a drug for each other. Don't even know it. Man, so fucking pathetic. Feel like I'm just going back into something I never should have done in the first place. Use someone for my own gain. Hurt them for my own pain. Disgusted myself. Man, don't know if I can live with myself. Feel so damn guilty and ashamed. Like almost nothing's ever going to be okay. Nothing's going to be the same. Pretending almost like it's all okay. I just need to escape. I want to get away from this pain. So damn afraid, man. Got nothing and nobody, it feels like sometimes. Unable to reach out because I don't want to waste anybody's time. Don't want to hurt anybody with my own shit. But goddamn if I can't listen to theirs and help them through it. Why is it the people that can help can never seem to help themselves? That's one great hypocrisy, I've got to say. Almost like the abuse that we experience, we learn. Sure, but we damn near can't live from it. I don't know, man. Making others feel good doesn't really seem to make me feel good. Hurting others doesn't make me feel good. I don't want to feel good with anybody else, man. I need to learn how to fucking support myself. Learn how to feel good by myself, to myself, for myself. Be as selfish as damn possible. I don't give a fuck no more. Gotta grow from this shit. Can't perpetuate it anymore. This is so dumb, man. I feel like I'm 2 years old, 17 again. Fucking shit-ass childhood, and shit-ass teenagehood, and shit-ass fucking neighborhood. Watching all these people escape away from me. Pushing everybody away as best I can, the only way I know how. Be as disgusting and as vile as I can be. Say all the wrong things in just the right ways. Hurt everybody, because I know where they hurt too, because hell, I've been that way from the start. Oh, it hurts me, must hurt you too. Make myself feel a little better, like it's okay. It's not my fault I'm born this way. Fuck that. I was raised this way and I experienced a household that never should have been that way. No damn situations around me to help me further myself. 2 sisters, each bitches, want to look out for themselves. Everybody ostracized me. It's just my blame, my family. Everybody wanting to pretend like it didn't affect me. Even myself for so damn long. Oh, I'm frosty. I'm cool. I'm all good. I don't need no problems. I ain't got no problems. Fucking fool I was. Pretending to be so big, so good, so great, like a god. I'm all human, man. Just like everybody else. I think I'm gonna stop this here now. Let's see here. It is essentially tomorrow, 1/11/2019. 12:45. Nope, 12:54 a.m. Not 45. I don't know. I am standing, not sitting this time. Want to enunciate a little more. Instead of pretending to talk closely to the mic. Feeling a little better, but I'll be honest. I am cheating a little bit. The Zofran with the grapefruit juice is actually a pretty good combo for my stomach right now. I'd love to know what the heck is going on with it, so I'm thinking either x-ray, CT scan, something, because it needs to get checked out again. Just to be sure. Just to be sure nothing grew in the absence. I don't know. But I need to get to the bottom of why I'm so freaking nauseous all the time, but I don't have any signs or symptoms of any sort of fever or cold. So, that's actually dangerous. Let's put it this way. There are a lot of symptoms that mimic really bad things. But if you have, like, oh, there's a fever involved, or oh, there's a, like 1 or 2 more extra symptoms, it all of a sudden turns into, okay, you're just a little sick from like an infection of some kind, either bacterial, viral, somewhere in your body. And then there's always the oddities that seem to have the infection but are like typhoid Marys, man. They are asymptomatic, which I shouldn't say always, but those fuckers you want to be watching, because like they seem normal. They don't have any issues at all. And I'm not saying I do. I don't. I certainly do. I'm focusing on that. Today is, oof. Today is, oof. Today is a lot of realizations. Everybody kind of wants a bit of a piece of one thing or another, but I have to say that you're gonna have to wait, man. Slowly build up all of your repertoire and defenses and attacks. I mean, you want to take down the entire world economy? I don't care how much hacks you got. Which I know I didn't use that the correct way. The point is, yeah, I think it's time that we take down as much shit as possible at once. And it's time to set up a date for that. Just a rough date. Because, I did give 15 years. That's quite a bit of time to be able to change the world before kablooey. There's a lot of people that you can get out of office and a lot of new ones you can get in. There's a lot of old assholes that can get taken out pretty easily under the guise of an accidental something or other. You can deprogram their brainwashed kids through media. Come up with proper leaders that aren't just giant fucking assholes. The ones that are only slightly assholes but are somewhat redeemable, they get to have their success stories and come back into the media because we need somebody to get redemption. As in, it's never going to be, oh, you make one mistake and you're dead over, or if you make one mistake, everybody just ignores it. You need people that are going to own up to their mistakes and show the world that, yeah, sometimes shit happens, but you got to own up to it and you got to get better. But there are other issues. You see, this is just America. We got an entire world to plan, don't we? Every individual media outlet, every individual demographic, cultures, differencing in opinions, how those cultures affect said opinions, and so on and so on. Money moving, how corruption is there and maybe not there. What you actually have a voice for. You'd be surprised what the common man has for power against the top. You'd be real surprised how quickly people start getting annoyed when certain things don't get done for them anymore. Then they have to deal with it just like the ones that are below them, unless they're lucky enough to have their whole fucking thing off-grid, which is just bullshit. But it's possible. Doesn't mean they don't have maids and other people there that can be bribed and paid. Pretty damn easy, I should have to say. You want to change the world? You want to make the world a better place? Keep doing what you're doing and growing better kids? Raising them to be so much fucking better than what we already did. But you gotta prepare a world that's not gonna be like what happened to us. We got a raw deal. We got the whole damn kit and caboodle. We had multiple generations of shit piled on top of us. And the next one below us and so on is gonna get it too. Until we can fix it, there's not much else for them to look forward to. Because dystopian war future is, well, it sounds great. Doesn't leave a lot of people alive. And you want to save as much for that end population good people as possible. Okay? I know that sounds bad to say. I don't think that you could save the world before having another World War III. The pushback that's going to start happening as a result of trying to change things is going to be significant. It's going to be harsh. It's going to be fast. It's going to be swift. The players at the top have a lot of power that they've been hiding and holding back. Little things that they can use to put the man down, essentially. But I have to tell you this, your average man makes up the vast majority of every single corporation. And guess what? When a large amount of cells go dead and necrotic, the whole damn thing dies. If they don't treat it fast enough. Or if it spreads into all the critical areas possible. That's where anarchy and changing the minds of the individual comes into play. If you can sway the population enough, then you have your power back. If you can no longer disenfranchise them, but empower them with choices and actions that they can easily take, or they have the option to once everything goes belly up for them, well, all of a sudden, you have a fighter. All of a sudden, you have a soldier. All of a sudden, you have someone willing to do something they wouldn't normally thought they would have wanted to do. This is guerrilla warfare, motherfuckers. It's time to kill. There's going to be a lot of fucking problems here, and we're not coming together. It's time to stand for what's right. It's time to fucking build up what is real. Not pretend all this bullshit about this spiel at the top of how they're going to make everything right. All these other people saying, oh, you know what, we can change our minds, we can do this. Sure, they'll be there, but I guess what? This is my personal feelings on it. There are going to be a lot more people willing to switch over to the side of good when they suddenly get exposed to all the evil that's at the top. There's a lot of Germans that decided to go against Hitler at the end. And hell, even throughout the entire time it was going on. I know they hear me. Are you afraid? Probably not, because you're quite arrogant. You should be. You've got a lot of power, and you can make my life totally miserable. Or anybody's, really. But I don't give a shit. Right? I mean, you can't make every single one of us, can you? And even if you could, do you know of all the other ones that we have? I don't know. I'm tired. So tired. It's no wonder why we have the society we do. In America. There are definitely other places in the world that, truthfully speaking, would probably not get hit too hard. Because, well, they set it up in such a way that they're actually going to be okay. And you know what I said about hoarding for infrastructure? Private stuff is, well, we'll see what happens. You tank one economy, the rest of them will pull together to save it. Okay? This is what's going to be the trouble. This is how we're going to have to figure this out for the future. Because we only have our current tactics for right now until we can eventually figure out the plan for the big thing that needs to go down. There are a lot of goddamn bullshit things that go down with loopholes and everything else in the financial sector. There are a lot of rules, a lot of regulations. Everybody has their own. Every nation is protected by its own system of rules and regulations as well, so it becomes difficult. But here's the thing, and this is the best part about it. Complexity breeds open holes and vulnerabilities. The more complex a system is, the easier it is to fuck with. Okay? All that really means is most people are usually pretty underpaid and fucking really easy to bribe. Not even a joke. You think Monsieur Teller that gets paid less than fucking minimum wage sometimes is gonna care if some person after his job, they talk about it, decides to give him some code or something? Doesn't even have to be to get into anybody's information. It just needs to be able to open the door to a vulnerability. They don't necessarily, it's basically the old I fell off a truck situation. Truck door might have been open while it was going down, but ain't nobody else saw, and you certainly ain't gonna get it from the worker, although usually they end up getting fired after, so don't do that. That's why you don't do that anymore. They'll fire your ass real fast. And they notice it real fast. That's the problem with tracking. Back in the 70s and 80s you could do it because not everything was itemized to such a degree, but you know what they mean about that bottom dollar. Shake that bottom line. Quite literally. Shake it. Make it quake. Make it go all over the place. I want to see them piss themselves. Unfortunately, this means a lot of people that are invested are going to get fucked. That means good and bad. So, if you're in the know, when this shit's going down, depending on which company that we need to target first, because we're going to need their assets and basically steal all their shit once they go down. Sort of like with NCX. Information's powerful. You never know who you're going to find once you can get a corporation to go down. Even small ones have big connections sometimes. They also have a lot of access to things that you wouldn't normally expect. Bank account, personal records, more importantly, where certain monies are hidden that they don't normally access too often because they just think it's fine, it's okay, I don't have to worry about it. Suddenly disappears. How? This is the thing that I'm going to tell you real quick. Do any of these things, they'll come after you real hard, real fast, with no at all mercy. They like their money, and then they like having a lot of it. Everybody does. It's the economy, right? It's society. We've based our worth on it. I'm not saying that we don't need money. I'm not saying that maybe in the future currency changes. It could stay the same. I don't know. But what I do know is if you want to change certain things, you're going to have to start slowly building up everything that you need to suddenly make it all vanish. And then they're up in the air. That isn't to say we don't need certain wealthy individuals. They come into play. But, I don't like violence. Changing the mind through violence. If you're gonna get rough, I'd rather you really didn't, ever. Truthfully, if you're smart enough, you'd be able to figure it out without having to use violence. Granted, it's a lot easier to just take. I'll give you that. But it's also a lot easier for you to get caught doing that, so Yeah. And we have time, so you don't have to worry. You can build up your own life too. Hopefully. Well, I mean, that's the thing. You never know what some of these countries are going to do. How they're going to build up their... I mean, we already have stockpiled weapons and all that shit. Basically. It'd be funny if all of a sudden, like, they were to start testing stuff and it just didn't work anymore. Certain fail-safes went down while people weren't around. All of a sudden it's very unsafe to have these ordnance near civilians, which just makes it more difficult for them to rally up troops to try and defend against protests and other crap like that. Like I said, you're gonna need to be inventive, creative. Psychedelics can help with that. You're gonna lose a lot. Like, straight up. There are gonna be so many things that look promising that will lead nowhere. It might actually get you almost caught and having to deal with a lot. So be careful. I'm dealing with my own life. I have no skills. I'm kind of relying on you, truth be told. I'm more or less saying, hey, if some of you want to work on this, some of you want something to do because you're bored or you need a purpose or something, go for it. Trying to open up with certain individuals in the music industry. You'd be surprised how connected they are to banks. Especially Wall Street individuals. You want to take down the world, you're going to have to deal with a lot of very questionable people. Unfortunately, a lot of them are also going to have power over you. Which means you're going to have to shut up, pretend like you follow along, and you're not spying. You are doing what they're telling you to do. You're just being a poor employee. Maybe you shouldn't have done this, maybe you shouldn't have that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. New protocols, I guess. I have to get used to it. You can use that like one fucking time. And you damn better be within the next like week or so of being hired. So, yeah. Otherwise, they're gonna crucify the shit out of you too. Why the sudden uppityness and plan? I don't know. Wretches and kings, man. I'm realizing how many of them are around. How many of them I fucking turned my own damn self into one. Mimicking behavior. Trying to fight fire with fire. You know the best way to fight a lava flow? Build a deep enough hole for them to go into. And guess what? If it fills up enough, I don't know. Try and direct it downhill. That's the thing. Nobody's immune when it comes down to that. I hate to tell you this, and it's going to seem like it's black and white. It's not. It's really not. There are a lot of good people that do bad things for good reasons too. Unfortunately, a lot of them are in law enforcement and fucking the judicial branch and law and just there are good people there. There are bad people there like everywhere else, but there are a lot of good people there too that want to help, and they don't have the ability to, or don't really see how they can make it work. You already have giant conspiracies going already. Groups that you pretend aren't really real. Doesn't mean that they can't be utilized. Now, I should put this forth. These are my own ideas. I am standing, talking to a voice recorder in a dark room, and I've been diagnosed schizoaffective. So, if there are any particular government organizations that get a hold of this, it would never be able to hold up in court, no matter how close it might be to reality. I'm just good at predicting what people might do. Although I am, which is weird. I don't know. I am, though. I mean, it's a bit weird. You observe human condition in nature for long enough, you start picking up on shit. People with autism do it easily, actually. I usually don't like that either. I'll be very honest. Like, normal people don't like the fact that they usually point out things that they notice another person does. Often. Because oftentimes the other individual doesn't even realize they do that. So, the thing is, everybody can train themselves. It's just they already have a knack for it because they're not concerned usually about what your facial expressions and everything else might be telling them. They're more concerned about what you're doing and what that might mean, rather than your body language, facial expressions, and even sometimes what you're saying and how you say it. Could be wrong about that, though, so don't quote me on that. Went off on a tangent. Yeah, I'm no leader. And this is just a rough draft. 15 years, if we're lucky, it might last. I feel like 5 years is enough time to be able to pull together something that's 80% effective. Maybe a little more, depending on how complex things get in the future. Truthfully speaking, some of this stuff that really isn't that hard to do can be done now. Secret societies preparing for the end of times are not so bad to have secret chats in. They're already kind of known to be a little eccentric, therefore there's less likelihood of FBI and other intelligence officers willing to scan every single one. And code can be pretty damn innocuous if you already know what's going to be there. Meaning, you'd never know what it actually is unless you really thought that there was something there. And even then, it can take a long time because if you don't have the cipher, or if you don't have the basic, thing, then yeah, you're not getting it. It's just that simple. This is what I'm telling myself and why I'm suggesting this. Because there will be a lot of things that go down. A lot of things that go down as a result of anybody trying to do this. Good and bad. This is just a thought.
I'm not commanding anybody. I'm not asking anybody. I'm not saying you should do this. I know earlier that's basically what I was doing, but no. And I need to stop myself and say, look, if you want to do this, if you want to do it, carry it forward to the best of your ability. Realize that it's a long con game with a large amount of pitfalls and very, very dangerous stuff ahead. You will die if you get caught by the wrong people. America's got some laws, but even in America, it's pretty dangerous. People can get away with a lot of shit, man. You got the right amount of money, you got the right amount of influence. Yeah, they can be real shit. And that's not even getting into other countries and other places, especially where it's way more systemic, way more militarized, far more difficult to stop oppression and create new balance and peace. Like, for instance, North Korea. Not exactly easy. I don't know very many people that are coming and going. I don't know very many people that are going to be like, yeah, let's... So, the majority of the world will have to tank. It will leave us vulnerable to other nations. However, I also have to say that the U.S. has stockpiled a lot of shit. It really isn't going to matter. Truthfully speaking, you can cut them off pretty easily with some basic defense missiles and stuff like that. Currently. It would be nice if there was a sudden electrical just crash, too, that went along with it. A lot of people are going to lose their homes, their fortune. A lot of good people are going to suddenly be out with nothing. That's the shit that I don't like with this. However, there are ways to set it up. So not only do they have a place, not only do they have the ability to bring themselves back up, but to do so in an environment that may not be as brainwashing or as shitty as the one they were in. Deprogramming societies. Otherwise known as hippie culture. Yeah, the government doesn't like hippie culture because they often deprogram a lot of those eccentric core beliefs that they grow into you from a young age to all of a sudden not be as meaningful as they once were. And instead you attach meaning to other things that are a little more deep, spiritual. It could be done. It has the possibility of succeeding to change the world. It has the possibility of doing so with the least amount of casualties and overall the least amount of aggression used. Thus allowing for the populace to no longer think of aggression against aggression. Fighting has to be done by fighting. This allows for the psyche of the human condition to be programmed to defend themselves against an attacker rather than seeing an attacker fight another attacker. Instead, you see yourself and you see the truth, that yourself is not bad, that yourself is good, Loving people is good. Caring for others is good. Money, corruption, and power are no longer something that you think of as needed. To be able to fight for what's right. You have enough people behind you that it no longer matters. You don't need giant armies of money. You don't need to disrupt populaces by terrifying them. You don't need to hurt to get what you want. Okay? That's systemic abuse. And just because you came up with a new way to do it under the guise of the lies, almost like Hitler are going to tell you, for a new world order and everything is going to be better, and then you get fucking assholes that last forever because they resonate with the oh, I'm better, when they're in a shitty situation and been abused in their own damn selves oftentimes, and feeling like there's no way out and they gotta persecute others to feel better. It's what they've been taught. It's what they've seen all their life. It's what worked. Has worked before, still works, and will work again in the future, right? Well, it's not working. As you can clearly tell, there are a lot of shit going down that you don't like. Not just us, that you don't like as well. Okay? And you can't blaspheme onto a certain group of minority figures. They're the ones controlling all the scenes, and they're doing... No, just shut up. Stop being dumb. I'm gonna cut this stupid Michael thought right off. It's not fucking cancer. Shut up. Sit down. Listen. Open your damn mind up. Stop being ignorant. Stop being rude. Stop intentionally just ignoring things that you don't like to hear. It's the fastest way for your mind to shrink just about as big as anything else that you got on you. Your mind is your one tool to survive. Your mind controls your body, it controls your heart, it controls your stomach, it controls everything. You need a good mind to have a sound body, and you need a sound body to have a good mind. They're one and the same. Yin and yang, motherfucker. Don't fucking fuck with it. So, I don't care how fucking ripped you are, how great your diet is, or how wonderful being a vegan might be, you're still an asshole. Shut up, sit down, take a class, and learn. Alright? Just because you're an adult now doesn't mean you suddenly learned everything, and no, continuing to put your head in the sand and growing up does not give you wisdom. Okay? Being old does not give you wisdom worth a fucking shit. Alright? Nor does your experience in the war. I hate to tell you this, but that's your experience in a highly specified situation. And yeah, it sucked and it might have taught you some things, but guess what? It doesn't make you automatically right about everything. Nor does that make you automatically a good person. I applaud your service, and I definitely wouldn't have been able to do it, but fuck you, sit down, take a class. I didn't tell you to fucking get up, shut up. Who's fucking bad-mouthing? Get out of my class. Go sit out up there. Keep yelling and screaming. Throw your tantrum out the fucking class, otherwise I'm gonna pull you up here and fucking spank you in front of everybody. Yeah. You want your browser history all up in arms? I got it. It's right there. That's what I thought. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Sit down. We all got shit we aren't proud of, motherfucker. That's life. If you haven't done something you're not proud of, well, guess what? You're not living. More than likely, you've decided to tell yourself that if I live a particular way in a specific time and all these things to control everything, that I'm a good person. Well, you're not. Shut up. Sit down. Take the class. I don't care how evangelical you are and how I follow the scriptures to the letter. Shut up, sit down, take the pill. Learn a thing or two. Because guess what? You ain't working anymore. Ain't nobody following your shit. And guess what? World's still shit. World also sudden following some bullshit scriptures ain't gonna suddenly solve it. I'm not saying you can't learn a thing or two to how to be a better person, but damn, if you choose the wrong things, all of a sudden, we got a big ass problem on our hands and everybody wants to justify it by some imaginary thing that everybody agrees is real. Really? Really? Give me the whole proof of, oh, you have to prove that he's not real. Prove that I'm not fucking God. Do it. Sure, I might die, but doesn't mean my conscience isn't. Doesn't mean that it suddenly expanded and I'm all one with everything anyways. Oh, I just blew your mind, didn't I? Sit down, take the pill. What I'm trying to say is, we all have things that we have to learn. We all have things that are told to us that are lies. Unfortunately, a lot of the times it's by people that were supposed to tell us the truth about the world that we live in, but wanted to protect us under the guise of protecting us, but in reality, protecting us means actually telling us the truth. Because then we would be prepared for it instead of being rocked over the head like a goddamn hammer saying, oh my god, I can't believe life. It was supposed to be so much better than this. Jaded, hurt others, envious, jealousy, pay attention to me. Look at my butt, look at my pecs, look at my hair. I'm so pretty. I'ma get mine. Look at, I got the dime. I got all the time. Look at all my followers. Look at these fake internet points. It means I've got a point. I'm right and you're wrong. I'm better because I got these and you don't. Same damn mentality of fucking rich and poor, motherfucker. I got the money and you don't, so I'm better than you. I know what I'm talking about. Shut up, take the pill. Learn a thing or two in class. Yeah. Open your damn mind to what's real. Oh, and everybody wants to get on me to this bullshit. Like, you don't know reality. Like, sure, there's definitely some things I need to experience, and you never know the brutality of certain things, but that doesn't change a lot of what I'm saying, often. I still feel the same way about the healthcare system after going through it about 10 years that I did in the beginning. I only got proof that I was right. I'm not saying I can't be wrong. I'm wrong pretty damn often. But, yeah. There's a lot of hypocrisy when it comes down to the world. And it's everywhere. And people want to try and pretend that certain things are not related to other things. When in reality, they're pretty damn similar. It's just a different fucking thing. That's all it is. It's just the same thing dressed up to be in the guise of another thing. But it doesn't change the fact that it's still the same thing. You can dress a pig up and everything, Put lipstick on it and all the mascara you want, but it's still a pig. Might be pretty, still pig. Alright, I think I'm going to end it here. Good night.